Welcome, everyone. This is Coach Bill with Coach Eston, and today's segment is regarding the many benefits of flaxseed and chia seed. This is something that is a hot item now when it comes to organic eating. And so the goal, or the objective, I should say, of this podcast is to educate you why it's in such high demand. Flaxseed is one of the most powerful plant foods on the planet. And there's some evidence that also may help you reduce the risk of heart disease, some cancers, stroke, and diabetes. Chia seeds, even though they're very small, they're packed with important nutrients. For example, they are an excellent source of omega-3 fatty acids. They're rich in antioxidants. They provide a lot of fiber, iron, and calcium. So those two things alone is really essential to your body and how it can function better, and also how to make your immune system stronger. So a quick overview of each one of those. A little background about flaxseed. It was cultivated in Babylon as early as 3000 BC. And in the 8th century, King Charlemagne believed so strongly in the health benefits of flaxseed, which I thought this was pretty cool, that he passed a law requiring the subjects to consume it. I know, Aston, if that was a law in the United States, do you think people would actually go and consume it and buy it?
I think you'd have some resistance from certain percentages because they don't like to be told what's to do. But I think the majority, if we understood that it was healthy for us and the government provided it for us, like in ancient Egypt where grain was given free to its citizens, people used it.
Right. Yeah. Now, 13 centuries later, flaxseed has found all kinds of foods today, from anywhere from crackers to frozen waffles to oatmeal. So oatmeal, it caught my eye because that's what I eat every day. Mm-hmm. There's a flaxseed council. Didn't know that.
Wow.
There's a council for everything, I guess.
I think so.
Estimates close to 300 new flaxseed, as they call it, flax-based products were launched in the United States and Canada in 2010 alone. Did you know that?
Well, no, but so probably people are getting flaxseed in their diet and they don't even know it.
Yeah. Which is something that's, we used to trust the USDA. Now it's like, with all this bad food that I call bad, it's not really nutritious food. It's on the shelf. It's nice to know that there actually is some food that is good for you. And this is one of the examples of that. Mm-hmm. Since the awareness of flaxseed is growing, agriculture use has also increased, obviously, because the demand has increased. Mm-hmm. And at one time, flaxseed was used to feed chickens. Mm. And that's how they got high in omega-3 fatty acids. So nice little background there.
Yeah.
So here's some benefits. I mentioned omega-3. There's omega-6 fatty acids. These are good fats that have shown to have healthy heart effects. Mm-hmm. Each tablespoon of ground flaxseed, which is key, that word right there is key. And a lot of people don't understand that. If you're going to consume flaxseed, it's a hard seed.
Yes.
Buy it milled, almost like coffee grounds.
Yeah.
If you want to grind your own, get coffee beans. Then grind them, then perk them, or brew them, whatever you want to call it. Same thing with flax seeds. If you're going to buy them as seeds, you got to ground them up, because otherwise you won't be able to digest it very well. And each flax seed itself contains 1.8 grams of plant omega-3s. Now, this is all good to hear stuff. Even myself, Eston, when I see it advertised on TV, I hear these keywords. These are buzzwords: omega-3, fatty acids, antioxidants. That stuff that you assume is good, which it is. But why is it good? And if you can elaborate a little bit about the omega-3s and fatty acids, just on a high level, what does that mean?
Okay, well, sure. Both omega-3 and omega-6, once they're ingested, they're converted from a fatty acid into what's called a prostaglandin. Prostaglandins are nothing more than a group of lipids. They're called tissue hormones because they're actually made by the tissues on site. Whenever there's damage or infection is detected with injury or illness. and they control the process such as inflammation, blood flow, formation of blood clots. Some of them are even involved in the induction of labor, believe it or not. But overall, they help balance our metabolisms, and they are derived from these omega-3 fatty acids. But the key thing is they help reduce inflammation. As we mentioned before in other podcasts, inflammation can be part of weight gain because of the bloat that comes along, or the increased intercellular fluid that's created by inflammation. And that creates what's called oxidative stress. And for those that don't understand what oxidative stress is, basically it's an imbalance in our bodies between what are called free radicals and antioxidants. And I think a lot of people know what antioxidants are. They prevent this oxidative stress. Free radicals are, simply put, oxygen-containing molecules. They have an uneven number of electrons. That uneven number allows them to easily interact or react with other molecules. The best way I can describe that is iron and oxygen becomes oxidated, which creates rust. So in a way, it creates rust in our body, and I say that word in quotes.
Right.
If you understand our blood, for instance, it has an iron-based protein called hemoglobin.
Mm-hmm.
You get too much oxygen attaching to that. Iron in our body reacts the same as iron anywhere else. It kind of rusts. So by taking these omega-3s and omega-6, it's an anti-rust in a way. So you're preventing what's called brown atrophy in our body.
I like how you put that. Very good. Thank you.
Uh-huh.
Again, this is flax seeds. That's one benefit. The other one is lignans, which have both plant estrogen and antioxidant qualities. And there's the other buzzword, antioxidant.
Mm-hmm.
Flaxseed contains 75 to 800 times more lignans than other plant foods. Can you just touch on that real quick, Eston? What does that mean?
As opposed to trying to get them from other plant sources, which, you might have to eat a bale of hay version of it to get as many as you can get in these little seeds. They're compacted. So you're getting more
or less.
Does that make sense?
Yep.
Okay.
Antioxidants, which are also called lignans, are abundant in flaxseed. So you'll hear lignans is a buzzword as well, and it's good for your body on how it repairs itself, how it builds the immune system, how it actually makes things work better on a very high level. Now, there's not a direct link between flaxseed and weight loss, but as I mentioned, they do enhance the cellular functionality as the body burns fat. So, in other words, it makes the body more efficient.
Yeah, and you can also find them in grains, nuts, other seeds, certain vegetables, teas, coffee, even wine, believe it or not.
Yeah. So, again, back to our ancestors, European ancestors,
mm-hmm.
more so about drinking wine, and even in the biblical times. There's
especially around the Mediterranean. Yeah.
Fiber. So here's the third one, fiber. Flax seeds contain the soluble as well as insoluble types. So mm-hmm. Soluble means it is absorbed. Insoluble it is not, so it is waste. So it has both of those. Might elaborate a little bit more on that, Eston?
Yeah, like you said, there's two categories of fiber. The soluble fiber actually produces a gel-like substance, which when it encounters our digestive juices and water, it actually slows down the food absorption in our colons, which in turn makes us feel fuller for a longer time. The insoluble fiber helps in promoting our what's called gut bacteria, the good bacteria in our gut, and that aids in what's called digestive health. And it actually will increase your metabolic rate. You have to burn more calories to do this digestive process.
Interesting.
So kind of get a little, caloric burn by just eating.
Is that something?
Yeah.
Amazing. I know there's other podcasts and there's more to come about. It's such a science when it comes to weight management that you can really get caught up in all these little details that we're going over. And the reason why we're going over this is to give you a high level and dig a little bit deeper level about these two seeds and why I consume it every day. And just the fact that you eat something that takes calories to burn, in my opinion, is a win-win, because you're eating food that's nutritious, healthy, that your body can use. And here's a prime example of using it in two different ways, soluble and insoluble, how important that is for your bodies, how it functions, how it improves your body's metabolic rate, your caloric
output.
What's that?
Your caloric output.
Right. Thank you. I couldn't find the word, but it's all about that. It's about if you more good food you eat, and again, there's a balance. You can't eat like I used to overabundant of good food. But it's easy to have weight management. It's easy to manage your weight if you know how to eat and what to eat. So this is a prime example of two seeds that's been around for thousands of years. Again, we go back to 55 years ago thing, right?
Tens of thousands, yeah.
Yeah, tens of thousands, thank you. And here's another thing about flax seeds. They're very rich in protein.
Yes.
So if you consume just a teaspoon, along with, say, something else that has high fiber like cereal, it will suppress your appetite. Because, why, Eston? It takes time to digest, right?
If you're full, then you're not hungry. And if you're not hungry, you don't crave food.
And again, it's not that you're low on energy or you're starving. No. It's just where your body, it's like a tank, your fuel tank, and your stomach is your fuel tank. And your body says, well, I'm low on fuel here, and I don't feel like I have much to digest. I have to send a signal to my brain that I'm hungry. And with this, it doesn't do that. It slows that down. So that's very important to realize that. And they're low in starch and sugar, which means that doesn't digest very quickly, and the energy itself actually has to be processed to get the energy versus immediate energy like starch and sugar is immediate energy, and it's not high in calories. Okay, so eating them regularly, like I mentioned, is good for your health, obviously, because we went over 3 of the reasons why, and helps you lose weight. Now, as a disclaimer about losing weight is not, by just eating these 2 things, will not help you lose weight. It is a process on how you eat on a regular basis. What else do you eat during the day? You just can't eat chia seeds and flax seeds and say, I'm hungry. I'm not hungry for like an hour. I'm good for the rest of the day. It doesn't work that way. We all know that, but I had to state the obvious. Want to add anything more to that?
No, again, and when we say help losing weight is a total sum of all your body parts, like your bones, your organs, your muscles, your fat, all that. So when you're losing weight, what are you losing? Here we're trying to, lose the inflammation weight, which is fluid weight. That's what we're talking about here. Ultimately, by burning calories, can that ultimately lead to fat weight loss? Yes, ultimately. But it's not this, like you said, it's not the magic pill or seed, if you will, that does one thing all. It's a combination of, but in this category of meal planning, it's one of those first steps into helping your body reprogram its brain on cravings and where it gets its resources for nutrients. So in the long run, yes, it will help lose body weight, and in this case, like we said, inflammation weight or any extra fluid weight. Let's talk about, first of all, let's talk about whole flax seeds. Okay. Why they're difficult to digest?
Yeah,
it's because they're whole, and like you said before, they're very hard to break down. Whereas if you grind them, they're easily absorbed, and therefore you have more of a chance to absorb the essential fats, proteins, and even the fiber that's presented in them. Yeah. So you could sprinkle a few of these ground flax seeds over cold cereal. You can stir them into hot cereals, like you mentioned, oatmeal. Mm-hmm. You can add, 1 tablespoon of ground flax seeds into a smoothie. You can use actually flaxseed oil to make an omega-3 packed vinaigrette over a salad.
I didn't know that. That sounds pretty good.
Yeah, you can use flax seeds in the dressings of tuna, chicken, or egg salad. You can garnish soups with a tablespoon of the ground flax seeds. They give a slightly nutty flavor and a nice little delicious crunch. Mm-hmm. You can stir the ground flax seeds into casseroles, chili, stews. You can even add them into the batter of muffins, breads, cookies, even cakes.
All right, so if we're going to sum this up, you can put the flaxseed literally on anything.
Yeah.
Really, it's almost like a sugar. You can put sugar. You can put it in your coffee if you want. I wouldn't.
Okay, yeah, if you like a nutty taste, the ground part, but it might be a little gritty. But yeah.
A little gritty, yeah.
Yeah.
Essentially, ground milled. It's actually advertised as milled.
Yeah.
And that is, earlier in this podcast we mentioned it's in a plethora of breads and waffles, you name it. So it's a very multi-purpose nutrient that you can take advantage of. And I do, like I mentioned an estimate you mentioned, I put in my oatmeal every morning, and it's really not by itself, I guess. And you do it with with some soup. It does have a little nutty flavor to it, but I don't taste it. I mean, because I mix it with chia seeds, with dried up cranberries. They call it craisins.
Uh-huh.
So I put some granola on it too for my oatmeal. So it's just oatmeal is the base, but everything else with it. The point is that it does make a difference, and over a period of time you'll notice a difference. But, and we have to, I'll state it again, it's not a one-stop shop. You have to incorporate it with a good, healthy meal plan. So, anything else you want to add to that?
Well, like I don't think you remember, we used to use barley wheat. My mom used to put that in the fridge.
Yep.
We used to sprinkle it, and we also used to remember grape nuts.
Yep.
They're not grapes and they're not nuts, but they're actually made from wheat and barley.
Yeah. So go figure that one out.
Yeah. So that's I know. So there's some certain resources where if you want to start to wean yourself into sprinkling on this stuff, mix it all together, and you'll eventually your palate will adapt to it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So. All right, that's kind of it on flax seeds.
Yep. So the next big one is chia seed, and these are very tiny black ones. You can buy them anywhere.
Yeah.
It's Sylvia plant. It's related to the mint plant. Did not know that. And again, tens of thousands of years ago, it was incorporated into the Aztecs and Mayans diet. Yeah.
Yeah.
The reason being is it provided the ability to sustain energy for a long period of time. Just like flaxseed, it does take energy, not a lot, but it does take energy to process it. And yes, just like flaxseed, chia seeds are an excellent source of omega-3 fatty acids. They're also rich in antioxidants. They also provide fiber, iron, calcium. And you'll see omega-3 fatty acids, they help raise HDL cholesterol, the good cholesterol that protects against heart attack and stroke. Now, I can't see help protect against. I'm not a big fan of saying if you take this, you won't have a heart attack.
No.
Right? So it helps with the process that your body needs to work better, to process food better, energy better, to work better. That will then, based on your if you're active or not, versus if you eat healthy or not, then it will help prevent against heart attack and stroke. That's how I look at it.
Yeah. Because if you're making more HDL, it decreases your LDL. LDL is the sticky, waxy cholesterol that sticks to the walls of your arteries. Which, if you don't have that process going on, that will reduce, plaquing, occlusion of an artery, which can lead to a stroke, yep, and/or a heart attack. So yes, in the indirect way, yes, that's how it helps protect against.
My doctor, before I started on this healthy living program called Bushido, my doctor said that, Bill, if you don't exercise at least 20 minutes a day, you have to put you on cholesterol medicine because my LDL was high.
Yes.
And so that alone would have helped with the LDL, but it was really about, I had to exercise plus eat better. And those combinations alone can, without chia seeds or flax seeds, that alone can help your cholesterol. But again, eating good stuff makes your body work better. So because your body needs that. So just recently, though, it's been recognized as a modern day superfood. Just recently, in the past few years, chia seeds have exploded in popularity and are now consumed by anyone who's health conscious. They consume it. So if you're health conscious, it's almost guaranteed that they're eating chia seeds one time a week, or every day of the week.
Yes.
And to top things off, chia seeds are a whole grain food. They're usually grown organically, and they are grown with non-GMO and naturally free of gluten. So again, this is not a one-stop shop either. It just know that this aids to the healthy living lifestyle. It aids to having your body work better, just like anything else. Gasoline, you made a good example a couple podcasts ago, Aston. Gasoline, if you just buy needs plus, you just give it regular. What happens? It works, but
You might
not right. Okay. Anything else want to add to that part of it about chia seeds?
No, just most people don't even realize that. Remember chia pets? You give them out as gifts. Those are the chia seeds.
No kidding.
So they should actually eat after they grow, start eating them, right?
Yeah, I didn't think of that.
Yeah, the good thing about chia seeds is there's 10 grams of fiber in 2 teaspoons or tablespoons, excuse me. So diets again high in fiber have been linked to weight loss, and actually recent research has shown that eating 30 grams of fiber daily may help lose as much weight as if you were following some more complicated diet. So just eat 1 ounce of chia seeds each day. That will provide about 18% of daily calcium, 27% of phosphorus, 30% of manganese, and even smaller amounts of potassium and copper. So if you're taking that daily 1 a day vitamin, look at what you're getting from the vitamin versus what if just an ounce of chia seeds will give you.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you can get a lot of that from your diet from such a small little tiny pill. I think you mentioned that chia seeds in was part of the Mayan diets. I don't know if you mentioned that chia actually means strength in ancient Mayan.
Yeah. So. Yeah. I didn't mention that, but I'm glad you brought that up. And I call them chai, you call them chia. Depends on your
chia pet, chia. Yeah.
Exactly.
Tomato, potato, vodka.
Exactly. It's known both pronunciations. Again, another disclaimer that it may help you lose weight. It may help you lose weight.
And again, when you say weight, total body weight, which a lot of that for most of us is bloat and extra water weight.
I've been there, done that with oxidative stress, bloating, all that stuff. So eating good food, and we talked about eating according to your blood type and body type. That's also plays a role in this as well. Some people may not be able to eat chia seeds or flax seeds.
They might have celiac disease or something like that.
Something, right. So again, it's something you have to. Eating consciously helps you get to know your body better. So you'll be able to be more sensitive to things that make you feel good or make you feel bad. So there's 7 benefits that from my knowledge and from my research, have found that chia seeds do deliver a mass amount of nutrients with very low in calories, just like flax seeds. We mentioned like both flax seed and chia seeds are loaded in antioxidants, and there's almost no carbs, and there's a lot of fiber. And you need carbs. Don't get me wrong, you need carbs, but we always overindulge as Americans. Maybe as a species, I think Europeans do better. But anyways, as Americans, I'll stop there. That we overindulge. So again, carbs aren't bad. It's just we have to learn how to,
No, 55% of our diet should come from complex carbohydrates. They give it the sugar that we need.
Yeah.
Now, the total 100% of sugar that comes into your body, 40% immediately goes right to the brain.
Yep.
So that's, in fact, our taste buds, sugar, sweets is on the tip of our tongue because that's how important it is for us to taste, to see if something is sweet, to take it in. So, but too much of a good thing, not so good.
Exactly. It's just you have to know how much and when.
Correct.
And chia seeds are high in protein, much like flax seeds, and high in omega-3 fatty acids. And I don't know if you want to touch on that real quick about fatty acids real quick, just as a reminder, as a recap.
We need fats, obviously.
Right.
Otherwise, we wouldn't crave them. But fatty acids basically help us with our insulation of our body, the making of the myelin of our nervous system, as well as energy production. So we actually need them to basically do the biochemistry of our body. They actually even use certain fatty acids to make some of our secondary sex hormones. So without them, we would have problems in that degree.
Yep. They're also
help with our skin. They help with our skin too, to maintain our skin.
What about our skin? About the
just to maintain, the integrity of our skin.
Elasticity of it as well.
Yeah, and the tensile strength of it. So without certain fatty acids, our skin begins to break down, and actually old wounds will unheal.
I see.
Yeah.
The chia seeds are also important in bone nutrients.
Mm-hmm.
Calcium, phosphorus, magnesium, and protein. They help reduce chronic inflammation. And I have a note here about there's a study about that. And I'll have you actually touch on that real quick, Eston.
So yeah, you're right. There was a study that was actually it was how to reduce chronic inflammation.
Yeah. How do you? Yeah.
They studied 20 people for 3 months, and they had diabetes, and they had them eating 37 grams of chia seeds daily, and the result was it reduced their inflammation by 40%.
That's all you need to say.
Yes, I mean, it is what it is,
Yeah. Nothing more to say. It helps the body work better, and
it helps maintain our optimal health, our development, especially in infants. It's great for DHA. I know a lot of people supplement DHA, which is derived from different fatty acids, to help with growth and development.
Yeah. So it's all good. Again, we can't stress that if it's natural, that it's made for the body. The body is expecting and is designed to.
Yeah, and we can't produce them on our own. We need to get these from our diet.
Yes. Yes. And if it's man-made, chances are good it's not going to be. Chances are it won't be good for our body. The body will use some of it, the best that it can, but it will not be the best option for your body. So anything that's natural is, rule of thumb, is what you should start looking for and to start adding it into your diet every day.
I understand also that fatty acids can be saturated, monosaturated, polysaturated. So of course, follow any dietary guidelines on what you should be taking in. There are some better sources for fatty acids than others, like vegetable oils. Mm-hmm. What I learned in school was what it's like in its natural state in the bottle is how it'll eventually be in your body. So the clearer and the more close to water it resembles, the better. The thicker it is, not so much like coconut. I know everyone's like, oh, coconut oil, it's the best. It has certain, yes, in smaller quantities, it does have some health benefits. But again, what is coconut oil like in its natural state? This viscous fluid, which you don't really want a lot of that going through your body.
Right.
So
you have to know how to use it.
Yeah. I mean, use it in cooking. Most of it, that stuff will burn off.
Yep.
But again, everything in moderation. Even olive oil, use it in moderation.
Right, and incorporating all that, especially flaxseed and chia seeds, into your diet can improve your quality of nutrition that goes into your body. And one thing I made a mistake, Eston, is if I heard like chia seeds in the past, chia seeds and flaxseed was good for me, I would just start eating it, not knowing how to really eat it.
How to incorporate it.
Right. So for anyone who's listening, please be aware that it doesn't take much guidance or instruction on how to incorporate flaxseed and chia seed or any other seed or any other nutritional food into your diet. It doesn't take much guidance, but if you're not sure, ask us. We can definitely help guide you and give you some recommendations. But the overall, here's my goal that I learned through my my track and my path of losing weight. It's not really about the weight as much as the fat content in my body. And right now I've gained 5 pounds of muscle, and it's not fat. So I'm not really worried about my weight anymore versus fat I'm carrying on my body.
It's more about body composition.
It is.
Body mass versus non-body fat, lean body mass, yeah.
Yeah.
And we talked about that before. That's what a body composition will get you versus a height weight chart that doesn't give you that. So height-weight ratios really are outdated. The better thing is to get a skin calibration of your body composition to know what of it is muscle, what of it's not muscle. And then you can make a better determination of your weight and what needs to be lost and what needs to be retained.
Exactly. Yep. So it's something that, it is a science, because, we're talking about an organism called the human body, but it's not that hard. It just have to know who you are, what you like to eat, what your body likes to digest and what it accepts, because some things you can't. And so it does take some trial and error more than anything to know your body. It also takes someone to help you through that process. So the reason why we're doing these podcasts anyway is to educate people, because we know a lot about these subjects and we can help you. So I want to stress that if you're not sure, ask. That's all I have. Anything you want to close with, Aston?
No. I mean, it's important that milled flax seeds and chia seeds is incorporated into your diet. Just know that it's about the quality of nutrition that enters your body that matters.
Right.
Of course, an overall well-rounded meal plan is ultimately what will help you as a person manage your overall body weight and your overall health.
Mm-hmm.
Those are just some key things.
Yeah. Well said. And this concludes our podcast with Coach Bill and Coach Heston. And everyone, until next time, be healthy, be strong, be a life warrior.
And be well.